This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories.
And welcome to my recap of The Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 5, titled The Return. If you haven't watched this episode yet, there will be spoilers, but this is more meant for people generally who can't watch it or just want, to get a recap of what happened. And let's go straight into it. Omega wakes up on the Marauder and is happy to once again be with her brothers. She goes and talks to Hunter and Wrecker, who once again tell how glad they are to have her back, and she asks where Crosshair is, and they tell her that he is down practicing on the beach. Omega goes down and first reunites with Batcher, then goes to Crosshair, who is, as she was told, practicing his sniping. She begins to talk to him about his relationship with Hunter and how that he has to go and talk to him to fix things up since Hunter clearly doesn't trust him. And this is proven as both Hunter and Wrecker are watching the two and discussing what is going on and their trust for Crosshair. Wrecker is willing to forgive him and believe he has been redeemed since Omega did trust him and he was able to get her out. But Hunter is far more reluctant and doesn't fully trust him. AP then goes and tells Crosshair that his accuracy rating is far further down from usual as Crosshair continues to have to deal with the tremor he has. Omega reunites with Echo, who wants to debrief them on what has happened. He then goes and begins to talk to both Crosshair and Omega about their escape from Tantus and tries to get all the details from them. Although they do give it, Echo would like more of the information and is given Nalisay's datapad. They aren't able to access it and need to go to an Imperial base to be able to connect it to the Imperial servers. Crosshair tells them that he knows of a base that has low security, and Hunter asks Omega and Wrecker to stay behind because he doesn't want to risk losing Omega again. But she is able to convince him to go, and as they are preparing to leave, Omega begins to talk with Crosshair again. Once again, bringing up he needs to try and fix things up with Hunter, and Crosshair says that he doesn't think she should be going because she's just a kid. Omega then points out that she's actually older than him due to his accelerated aging. He is younger than her, and she then goes into the ship while Wrecker comes out and returns Crosshair's old armor to him. They make it to the outpost where Crosshair executed the Imperial for letting Mayday die, and after they all exit out, they go to the base, noticing the sensors are still up. Hunter begins to get into another argument with Crosshair, and Crosshair brings up that he didn't know that the base was abandoned or really any of this because he wouldn't be getting updates on this when he was in prison. Breaking things up, Echo tells them that they could go and kill each other later, that they have a mission to do, and they go on to the facility. After unburying the exit, which has been covered with snow, the Bad Batch go and enter into the main facility, and when they begin to try and decrypt the datapad, but they can't do it with the power in the facility since it is being sent mainly to the perimeter sensors. They turn those off and begin to download the information from the datapad. While they do this, Crosshair goes and fixes the helmet memorial to Mayday and his men, placing the helmets back in their places of honor to honor the clone who helped him realize what the Empire truly was and respect the other soldiers who lost their lives protecting the armor for the Empire. Crosshair then says he's going out to check the perimeter, but really just wants to be able to process everything. He goes out and is followed by Hunter, and Hunter is still suspicious of him and demands for Crosshair to tell him what happened. Crosshair reluctantly does tell him that he betrayed the Empire by killing an Imperial officer, and he begins to just tell him some of the stuff that happened at the outpost. But before they can really resolve anything else, a large creature comes out and begins to attack them. They quickly realize what the perimeter sensors were for, as the two barely make it back inside before the monster could go and eat them. The batch make a plan to go and get rid of the monster and be able to get their ship out, which was partially buried in ice. They begin this by having Crosshair and Hunter go and draw the monster away, but Hunter is knocked into the caves that Crosshair once went through, and not being able to get him out immediately and having to draw the monster away, they are forced to run on, and Crosshair will have to find a way to get him out later. Meanwhile, Echo goes up and goes to spot them to see when the monster has left the perimeter. Making it outside of the perimeter, Crosshair and Batra find a weak patch of snow and begin to dig it up. Crosshair then begins to shoot at the monster to taunt it to come towards them. Wrecker then reaches the power generator to be able to turn the full power to the facility on, and once he reaches it, he contacts Crosshair. Crosshair tells him that they haven't lured the monster out yet and to wait. Once it crosses the perimeter, he tells Wrecker to start it up as he begins to fire on it to distract a little bit so he can go and get Hunter out. He manages to pull him out just in time, and the monster comes out and begins to chase them towards the perimeter sensors where they just barely manage to escape from it. Echo and Omega witness Hunter and Crosshair returning and see that they have seemed to fix their differences. Echo points out to Omega that they actually did better than he expected, and this time they didn't draw any blood when they were resolving their issues. They then go into the ship as Crosshair goes and gives Hunter a true, genuine apology for betraying them, as he explains he thought he was doing what was right, but really didn't realize what the Empire was. Hunter not only accepts his apology, but tells him that he understands that no one in the Clones army or the Bad Batch really knew what was going on at the start of the Empire. After fully accepting the apology, the two go and board the ship as they finally leave the outpost behind.
Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.